Hello, hello, hello. It is your boys
Yo,
back again. It's your boy Brandon Correia.
your boy Jermaine.
And we are back with a review this time. We just recently, actually yesterday, came from the movies and we have seen Final Destination Bloodlines. I think we dropped 2 trailer reactions to it, I think, right? Because again, if you've watched those trailer reactions, we mentioned that we are big fans of the franchise. It's a guilty pleasure of our friend group with regards to movies. This and Fast and Furious. We don't care what y'all have to say. We gonna see it. So we don't care what y'all have to say. Those are the 2 franchises. And honestly, so we're here with the Final Destination Bloodlines review. I'm just gonna kind of give my general thoughts. We'll go more into spoilers after we both give our general thoughts. More detailed stuff, I'm gonna let him kind of take over because he's already been kind of theorizing and bear shit.
I was literally just thinking about
And even I kind of not refresh it like I saw it last night, but him just bringing up topics is making me kind of just think more deeper things that they were explaining. So I'm just gonna kind of go in. So let's start this review. First off, I'm not gonna speak. I think we enjoyed. I enjoyed the hell out of this movie.
I enjoyed the movie.
Honestly, I think it might be one of the best of the
great.
franchise. It not only was good,
Might be. I don't know.
it encapsulated what Final Destination is, but I think it did a really good job compared to the other movies of not only characterizing the characters, like giving them more just moments where you kind of feel for them, as opposed to them just kind of being there to get to the deaths.
Just
right? I feel like you
I guess because it was a family instead of just a bunch of friends
or a bunch of random people,
or a
that were
bunch of
just in
random
an
people
area.
just in a situation.
Yeah. But yeah, I think especially the main character, they just did a really good job. And I think another thing they did a really good job of, which I think they might have did this better than the other movies, but the humor wasn't forced.
Yeah.
And it wasn't cheesy. It worked in the dialogue and in the rules and concepts of Final Destination, right? So the humor, I think, really worked for me, especially the blonde kid.
Yeah, I was just thinking
He was the one with the peanut allergy. He was really I think he as humor wise, he really hit the good humor moments, and it wasn't over the top. Again, the deaths were graphic and
crazy.
You know what I mean? Stunning and shocking. I think the opening scene, and I guess we've seen what the main scene was. I don't think this is a spoiler, but this is going to be a spoiler review anyway. The opening scene in the tower, I think, is one of the best. Obviously, 14 years later, the technology in filmmaking is obviously improved a lot, but I think they really did a really good job of the opening sequence from, the little kid with the penny. Just, I don't know. I think the floor cracking, the girl when she dropped on her ankles, there was just that opening thing, the girl getting lit on fire by the flambe. That opening sequence is fucking nuts, and it was really well done. I'm trying to think just more.
Got crushed in half by the elevators. Oh my god.
Oh yes, yeah. Yes. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. See, that's what I'm saying. Yo, that was actually crazy. Yes, the man getting crushed in the elevator and getting yo. Yes, that was crazy. No, there was that opening sequence was really good. But yeah, overall, I just think the movie was really fun. It was just again, when you go to the movies, really, especially if you go with a lot of people, a group of people, there was last night there was 5 of us that went, and there's nothing better than, yes, if you go in the movies amazing, an overall amazing movie, but there's nothing better than going to the movies and having
with your friends.
Yes, and having an enjoyable movie compared to like watching like an amazing movie with like your friends. You know what I mean? Like they're both obviously good in its own right, but there's something about just something that's a fun fucking experience with your movies. And Final Destination Bloodlines, honestly, was just fucking fun to watch with him, with the rest of our friends. Like that shit was a good time. And again, the last thing I'm going to touch on, the story, which he's going to go more in detail with like the little things that he was thinking about, but the overall story that they were able to come up with, it didn't seem forced. I liked how it connected a lot of stuff even throughout the other movies. So yeah, I'm gonna let you take over with some of the other stuff, with the family stuff that you were thinking about and how like.
Yeah, I was just trying to think. All I was thinking really was it was just nice. I guess from looking from the trailer to actually seeing the movie and understanding. Because what were we thinking in the trailer? I was thinking I was actually right. Actually, no. Now that I think about it, I was right, because I was like
stumbling on it when you were watching the trailers.
Yes, now that I think about it, because I remember saying in the trailer that I'm like, if she does save everyone in there and they all have kids and they have kids, don't they all die? And that's exactly what happened in the movie. They all died. Some of those families, I guess we're assuming, were in all those first other Final Destination movies.
Yeah, branches of that.
So they were all branches of those families that's survived in this one, which I was right. I'm actually shocked I was right.
Yeah.
So there was that. And then where else I was talking about? And I was just thinking about what was interesting is actually how everything led up, because did she really get a vision? I don't think did she get a vision? Oh, she did get a vision about how everyone was gonna die. So
no, she got the main character.
Yes,
she got nightmares of the grandma.
No, I'm thinking about the grandma. That's what I'm talking about. I'm thinking, so the grandma, she originally had. It looked like in the beginning. I guess this is gonna be really spoiler. I'm gonna be really explaining the movie, but in the beginning, it seemed that she kind of had a fear of heights as they were up in the tower, because the tower's really rickety. Spoiler alert, they said that the tower was completed ahead of schedule.
The grandma had a premonition. I thought you were talking about the...
Yeah, no, the grandma had a premonition.
I thought you were talking about the granddaughter.
No, I'm talking about the grandma. So the grandma and the grandfather, they go into this nice dinner, and it turns out that the grandma actually is pregnant instead of having fear of heights, because she kept wanting to throw up, and it seemed like she was like, I can't recall it seasick, but like it seemed like she just didn't really like heights, but she was pregnant. And of course, with the Final Destination, they always do little things before the whole big setup. So there was this chandelier. One of these things were one of the, I don't know what you call them, dangles were loose, and it fell, cracked the ice glass. There was this little kid who was obviously, I don't even know how he snuck in, but he somehow like snuck into the party. He was being a little brat. He kept throwing pennies off the roof. Of course, when he threw a penny off the roof, he got caught in a fan. And I'm not going to really explain the whole movie, but it was really nice to see how everything was explained. We got to see how it connected all the movies, because we got to see now, I guess we all know why they're connected, why they all really died, because none of them were meant to live.
And it was highlighted in like the book the grandma had, where it was just like you saw the plane illustration of the crash, you saw the plane, the log thing, the bridge, like you were mentioning in the trailer.
Yes,
in the trailer reactions, you were mentioning the fifth one and the bridge.
And then also, yes, there's the race car track one. So it was really nice to understand why they all died, because none of them were meant to.
Wait, the race car track? Is that 4?
There's 4, yeah. I think
that's the thing in the pot. Yes. Okay, that is the... Okay.
And then it was actually very interesting, because she said that death went in order. I don't remember how the other rules were in the other movies. I remember it was something like that, but then
I think it was the same thing.
Flip. Sometimes it'd switch. But she said that death went in order, which is why I guess her family was last because during the whole original premonition, she actually ended up dying last. And, well, I don't want to spoil it, but someone somewhat famous in the series ended up dying second to last.
No, it was actually last.
Actually, no, you're right. Yeah, right. You're right. Was actually last. So
yeah,
it ended up going all the way down to her family, but because she was alive and she knew about everything, she ended up locking herself in a safe house, which was actually go back to the second movie, because that's what the girl from the first movie did. So there's that, but when she died, everything else popped off, and her whole family went off one by one by one. And what I was thinking was, what we saw in the trailers, none of those deaths actually came, because the guy with the nose ring, we saw him die 2 different times, and none of those times he actually died in the movie. Yeah. Same with the I guess the guy, or remember in the trailer someone got pushed up on by by the revolving door. We didn't even see that. Someone got squeezed up on a revolving door.
Oh, okay. So maybe there was some misdirection, or
which is interesting.
But yeah, and what I do like is another thing is the deaths that they showed in the trailer were like early in the movie. Like literally the first, like the nose ring thing was like right after the dad died.
Yes.
With the lawnmower. Like the lawnmower was pretty much the first death, I think, after the grandma. Or no, was it the grandma first?
Oh yeah, it was the grandma first because
it had to have been. Yeah, because based on the order.
They got together, yeah.
Yeah, so it had to have been the grandma.
And literally, like, it was like they had no chance.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, honestly, really good movie. I think it did a really good job of kind of connecting a lot of things, connecting a lot of the movies even more, kind of making them even more cohesive and more kind of just, I don't know, solidified in a sense. Like it's,
yeah, just like it glues all the movies together.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of sad because now it kind of seems like it's an ending, considering considering the Bloodline event. I guess if that's the original event, the Seattle event was the original event that kicked off.
Everything. And yes, is this you're right, because again, yeah, like you said, like if the Seattle thing was the thing that kicked off everything, and now this was the finale of it, followed by the person that you'll find out who is the last person in the Seattle person. Like if you go, you know what I mean, when you watch the movie, you will actually, this is a spoiler for you. You want to spoil it? We're gonna spoil it. Yeah, Tony Todd, aka Candyman, in the movie ends up being a little boy that ends up being at the Seattle thing. This is the last thing that we're gonna touch on, and we'll head out of here. So when everything popped off, the grandma that had the premonition of everything ended up saving the little boy. But when everything popped off and they fell off at the end, she hit the spikes at the bottom first, and then it was him. When you watch it before, it kind of went blank. He was the one. So technically, like he was the last one, and he knew that. They already kind of, when he has the conversation with the grandkids, it's explained that
him and her knew.
They knew about this. They've been talking, sharing information.
For years,
I helped reinforce base. Like they've been. You know what I mean? They've been like, you know what I mean? Been together and coagulating. Been working together and shit.
She even gave her pills for her cancer.
Yes. So like, he knew like once she went and her family went that he was gonna go. Like they explained that. So that was the person. So that again, I think it did a really good job, like you said, of connecting everything. But is this, because that was the original thing, is this gonna be the end of Final Destination? But because like I watch and I'm more into like that studio side shit of movies, I'm interested. I'm gonna be interested to see if they somehow don't come up with another one, because I'm surprised.
I feel like
it's like
they might, because
but I don't want them to ruin this one or the franchise, because this one, like this one, again, like I said, to me might be one of my favorites. And to me, I think, I would have to maybe rewatch them to see if it's my favorite, because 2's still like big in my mind because of the log shit. Like, again, like.
But it'd be interesting to see them up from 1 to 7, or how many, is that the 7th one?
This is 6.
This is 6. Wow, I think
so like,
it'd be interesting to see them all the way up to that one again.
Like, I do think this is probably the best one. Just like from an overall, from everything. And like, again, it's because, especially because it got a really good critic rating, it seems like audiences are enjoying it. But not only that, it seems like it's going to make like a lot of money. Obviously not Marvel, you know what I mean? But good money for like a horror movie. So again, it's going to be interesting to see if they're like, yo, like, we gotta come up with another one. But I don't want it to downplay or diminish this one, because this one ended up being so good. And because of the focus of like the topic of it, and the main point of it was kind of to connect everything and kind of like wrap it up in a sense. So,
but the reason why is I can see them still doing it because technically all the events were somewhat the same. It's just the reason why it took forever to get to her family is because, you know, she ended up saving every them, and all of them ended up having families because of that. If it wasn't for that, she probably would have died hella quick.
No, I know.
Like, there could be other separate events where they could just like.
To me,
instead of having it being like, you know, the whole,
it would have to be an isolated. It could be an isolated.
Yes.
No, I hear you. Yeah. I hear you. But like you said, it would. You're right, because again, up until this point, we thought all this shit was.
We thought all of it was just isolated.
So you're right. Like, they could just do another one and make it isolated again. Again, I just don't want them to do it. This is the last thing. The last thing I'm just gonna say. Exactly. I just don't want them to do it in a way where it cheapens this one, because this one, as much as like it could have been done in a way where it seemed corny and kind of forced, in a way that all of them were connected. It wasn't, and it was done really well on how it worked and how they were all connected. So, yeah, again, if another one drops, who's going to be there opening weekend? These two guys right here. So, I'm here for it. So, like I said, excellent movie. Excellent movie. Absolutely.
What happened in the last movie? Because I'm trying to think, because
I don't remember.
Because spoiler alert, the kid who's throwing the coin, he was like the third, or he was one of the last people to die. So I'm thinking, was he in the last movie? I don't know. I'd have to look.
I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna end it here. But again, just overall excellent. Good I don't want to say excellent. Might be stretching it. But a really good movie.
If you watch the Final Destination movies, like, you
might say it's excellent compared to the other ones, maybe.
Maybe that, but you definitely would enjoy it.
If you're a Final Destination fan, you're really gonna enjoy this movie. But this movie was, to me, really good, really enjoyable, and a fun time at the movies. I suggest going to see it on a big screen. You know what I mean? The deaths on the big screen are different. So. Yeah, very, very highly recommend you go see this if you haven't gone yet. So, yeah, we're gonna head out of here and yeah, just appreciate you for watching this review. And
oh my god, I'm just thinking, that guy with the nose ring got the worst.
yeah, that death was hectic. The guy with the nose ring in the trailer. We won't spoil that death if you haven't seen it. Because that is probably the worst death in the whole movie. But the nose ring, we're gonna spoil the nose ring man in the trailer. He doesn't die there. That's not his death. His death is worse. So yeah, go watch the movie. We highly recommend it. So if you like this video, hit the thumbs up if you think you'd be interested in reviews going forward. Not only that, obviously the main thing that we do is reactions. Currently, we are reacting to The Last of Us. We are on episode, by the time this comes out, 5 would be out already, but 6 is coming out. So episode 6 will drop. soon after this. So this is again, this is the second last episode of the season. So there's going to be one more of The Last of Us. We recently reacted to Daredevil Born Again, so that entire season is on here also. If you're interested in anime, we did Solo Leveling recently. Me and my wife are reacting to Naruto Shippuden. So there's a whole bunch of stuff on here, reactions. If you're interested in that stuff, subscribe here. You will not regret it. Also, there is a Patreon for uncut reactions. So if you're interested in that, head over there. We appreciate you for watching. Let's continue to grow this thing together. Catch you on the next one.
Peace.